What is up, guys and gals? It's me, Thomas Fan01 here, and today we are back at it again with another Transformer figure review, and today we are going to be taking a look at the Transformers Legacy Evolutions Voyager class Metalhawk. Now, this figure has been floating around the local Rosses lately, and if you guys are looking to get yourself some new Transformers this season, I definitely would highly suggest you go there, and or figures from last year if you missed out on it, definitely suggest to go pick them up there. But anywho, we know the rules. We're not going to take a look at this first. We're going to take a look at the packaging, and the packaging is quite beautifully done. It's your basic, typical Legacy Evolutions packaging, and you got Metalhawk in his vehicle mode. You got Metalhawk on the side here. You've got Metalhawk on the back. You've got the artwork for Legacy Evolutions, which is quite possibly one of my favorites. And then, once again, we're back to the front, so that's it, pretty much for the packaging. So now we'll come into the figure. Now the figure is literally just a massive, heavy retool of Cyclonus. Or not retool, remold slash retool. I say slash retool because the majority of the mechanics are exactly the same. It's just the difference of how the arms are placed. So, in reality. But in terms of his weapons, he does come with a sword here, and the sword's quite nice, if I do say so myself. And the sword does store in vehicle mode. There are two spots right here, and there are these two pegs here, and you're just going to shove it right on in the center there. Or, if that doesn't suit your fancy, there is a port right here, and there is a little peg here that's a little rounded, and you can totally just shove it right on in there too. But we're going to do it as per the box art, which is that way. Then he comes with these two guns here, and these two guns, you are supposed to peg them together like so, and that's how that's supposed to look in robot mode, but we're going to store these in vehicle mode first. Now, they do have ports on the bottom here, or handles on the bottom, excuse me, but they do have handles on the bottom here, and you can totally take them, and you can totally plug them into any port that is either on the back of the figure or underneath the wing. Underneath the wing was a good one as well, so you can totally plug it in here as well. But there is a better spot for these, and it does incorporate better into the jet mode. There are these two little ports on the side here, and you're going to take these two tabs right here, and you're going to shove them right on in there, and it's going to kind of make the jet mode look a little better. So take both of your guns, you're going to then take them both, and you're going to shove them right on in there, and if I do say so, that makes the jet mode look 10 times better. Just remove the sword and the whole thing, and the image is a little better. But removing the weapons is a key detail for what we need to do, and if he would stop untransforming himself, we can then get into that. So now let's get into scale comparisons. Y'all know we love the scale comparisons around here, so let's get him into scale comparisons. So first we have him with Legacy Evolutions Deluxe Class Detritus. The only way I was able to get this Hound mold. Here he is next to Legacy Evolutions Voyager Class Tarn. IDW Tarn, excuse me. Here he is next to the Legacy Evolutions Leo Convoy. Here he is next to the Legacy Evolutions Leader Class Armada Megatron. Soon we shall be getting the Armada Galvatron soon. And finally, here he is next to Kingdom Cyclonus, and when we get these two into robot mode, we will have a better understanding of what this whole thing looks like. So we're going to remove Cyclonus, and we shall get into the transformation. So to transform him, it is exactly like Kingdom Cyclonus and Legacy United Ferric. So first thing you're going to do is you're going to come to these bits here, and you're going to untab them, and they just tab right on in here. And this was one of the things that they re-engineered for this mold in particularly. So you're going to do the same thing on the other side, and then you're going to come to the wings. You're going to fold them up and around like so, and that's pretty much about all you're going to do with that. So you can do the same thing on the other side. Just take them, do that, and then I'm going to basically lift all of this up, and then you're going to just, well, you don't have to lift it up just yet. I mean, I'm lifting it up right now because it's just helping me get the hinges out of the way for the next bit. Next, you're going to come to the back section and you're going to extend it just enough to a point where you can barely see those little hinge marks there, and they will kind of disappear a little later. So then we're going to take this, rotate this all the way up. Let's just do that real quick, and also let's just let's do the top half first real quick. So let's open this up, unfold this as well, and then we're going to take the nose cone of said jet, going to collapse it, and then you're going to take this whole section here, rotate it all the way in, and then this chest will just tab back in place here, and then this will complete the backpack as well. And then we'll take the arms, and there are just these tab bits that are just going to friction on in right in there. Actually, you're going to open up the chest a little bit because these pieces here have to be tabbed into the chest as well. So make sure you tab the chest in last. You just sit it there loosely, and then when you have everything ready to go, then just clip it all into place. Flip the hands out. Flip the hands out. Bend them at the elbow. Split the legs. Fold up the thrusters, which are blast effects compatible. I forgot to mention that. Fold down the feet. Flip in the thruster. Fold that in. Do the same thing on the other side. Fold in the thruster. Flip out the foot. Collapse this back into the calf, like so. And then we're going to straighten all of this out. And then we shall give him his sword. And then we shall give him his gun. And to put these together, like I said and showed earlier, just take them, line up the tabs properly, and straighten it out. And put that in his hands. And there you have Metalhawk in his robot mode. And I think this is exactly how you do a repaint. Well, maybe not exactly how you do a repaint, but this is how you do a remold. This thing feels so different from Cyclonus and from Ferric that I almost literally thought this was a different figure when I first saw the images. And then I saw the transformation when I saw a couple of reviewers get him, and I was like, why is Hasbro being lazy now? So that was my first thought, and then all of a sudden they decided to re-release this guy in Legacy United because apparently people didn't get him the first time around, and the people who didn't get him the first time around are getting him this time around either at Ross or in Legacy United. So I can agree with it, but I also can't agree with it. So, yeah. But anywho, in terms of the figure, I definitely do like the colors. This is kind of a one of those figures that I feel like it shows that it comes from the Japanese series. So, if I'm not mistaken, this came from Victory, Transformers Victory. I think so. I could be wrong. That was the era that Starsaber was the leader of the Autobots. So. And what's his name? Deathsaurus was the leader of the Decepticons at the time. So I thought this was pretty neat that they even bothered to give us anything from the Japanese series at all. So, anywho, let's get into scale comparisons. Then we shall get into final thoughts, and then we shall get into the ranking of the figure, and then we shall do the closing credits. So, anywho, here he is next to Legacy Evolutions Detritus. Here he's next to Legacy Evolutions Tarn. Here he is next to Legacy Evolutions Leo Convoy. Here he's next to the Legacy Evolutions Leader Class Armada Megatron. And here he is next to the Kingdom Cyclonus the Mold Sake. And as you can clearly see, they changed a lot on this dude. I think the only things that are actually still the same are the shoulder pieces, and the thighs. I think that's the only genuine thing that's still the same. They remolded everything else. Only thing I'm not real too thrilled with is they didn't give him a landing gear. They gave him a nub, and it's not even really that good of a nub. They gave this guy landing gears and everything. They just didn't do it with this guy. So, alrighty. So now we shall get into final thoughts on this guy. Well, final thoughts. Well, what's to say? I mean, really, it's just go to Ross and go pick this up if you haven't. It's a good figure. It's definitely one that you can use to build up your collections. It's definitely one that's going to be an interesting topic of discussion for this holiday season and part of next year. So I can't say anything terribly bad about it because, I mean, at the time of the release of this guy, I didn't have it, so I can't really say anything massive about it at the time. But I can say this about it. I definitely would recommend this version because this version has darker colors, and I don't know if you guys know, but I definitely do like the darker color schemes. I definitely do like the more, grim and gruesome figures. So I definitely do like those. So I do like the fact that there is a darker colored Autobot here with this, and it is coming from the Japanese series. So once again, very happy that we've got it. So, anywho, how do we rank this figure? Well, from a series that I have never seen, and from a land where I've never been, I can't really accurately say much about this, because I haven't seen the cartoon. I didn't grow up with Transformers Victory. I didn't grow up with Transformers Beast Wars Neo and Beast Wars 2. I didn't really grow up with that series. However, I definitely do know about them, and I definitely do like the characters and the designs that they had for them. I just don't know much about them. So, saying that, I can't accurately rank this guy without having to pull a couple of things out of my rear end for this. And when I say pull a couple things out of my rear end, I have to pull it from a collector's point of view. So, from the collector's point of view, absolutely, go pick this guy up. From a fan point of view, I can't accurately say anything. And from the collector's point of view, I'm going to have to give this guy somewhere in the ballpark of around a 6.5 to 7, almost 7.5 out of 10. And the reason why I give it those 3-ish rankings is because, number one, they absolutely 100% nailed the look of Metalhawk. And they absolutely 100% nailed the feel of how the transformation's supposed to go. What I do not like is the fact that it was completely retooled, or not even retooled. It was just a remold of this guy and just a few extra parts that they decided to, or a couple extra transformation steps that they decided to remove. So I can and can't say that that's a good thing. So, but anywho, that is my review for the Transformers Legacy Evolutions Voyager class Metalhawk. And this is Thomas Fanta One saying, do not forget to subscribe for more content. Don't forget to leave a like on this video. Don't forget to check out all of my playlists that I leave in the description down below. And don't forget to hit all of the cool weird buttons that you would like to with the notifications. And please do not forget to subscribe to Jordy's Rail Videos, Patrick with a Y, iStar552, Bravely GG, Riveted Reviews, Riveted Rail Fan, Take Along Productions, The Good, the Bad, the Awesome, New York Tie Hunter, as they all have done some amazing work in the past and will continue to do so in the future. So, this is Thomas Fanta One saying, do not forget to keep playing with your toys. Good night.